There's a spiritual saying that if you turn a commonly accepted idea 180 degrees on its head, you usually land somewhere in the truth. We've been taught culturally that to be safe and to be strong, we need to have defenses, to be protected, to be armored. And yet the journey from the surface of our personality to the depths of who we are within asks primarily of us one big thing: to go towards our vulnerability. And so we have to learn a whole new relationship with defenses and defenselessness. If you imagine our true nature as a jewel, a multifaceted, beautiful jewel that reflects all dimensions and rays of light, and then you see the possibility of that jewel being covered up with layers of mud over the course of time, we get an understanding of the process of developing a personality structure that is part and parcel of the human condition. It's not wrong. It wasn't supposed to not happen. It's definitely the first stage of a human journey. Only the process of spiritual awakening is really about dissolving those adaptive layers, the beliefs, the strategies, the defenses in particular, that we learned when we were young, forming a personality. The fact of our defensive nature, that's so much a part of our ego life, are really made up of contraction, belief, fear, and insecurity. And so on the route to diving deeper within through spiritual practice, we will inevitably meet these defensive mechanisms. And we need to really engage the practice of defenselessness, or learning just to be, learning to let everything breathe, learning to let everything come to the light of awareness so it can be transformed by grace. The Buddhists have a saying that deepening spiritually sometimes feels like being asked to jump out of an aeroplane without a parachute. And so going in towards our vulnerability usually feels like that. It brings up the survival instinct's terror that we won't survive. The practice of ego relaxation asks us to just not leave ourselves, to let that be met, let it come to the light of awareness, feel it, open, and not leave. And this is something that we do need support to learn. Big part of what I'm going to be teaching you is how to be truly present, how to not leave yourself when your reactive material comes up, when fears from the past arise, as they will. They're supposed to arise. They need to be digested, understood, metabolized in order to be transformed and liberated. And so we need to learn how to go towards our vulnerability with deep kindness, deep respect, and strength and dedication. And this means we'll have to feel things, not just feelings we like, but the totality, all of the feelings, all of our experiences, and learn not to leave. So one of the things I'll share with you is how all of our defenses are based on three primary movements of the mind: grasping, rejecting, and checking out. So we'll have fun together, just very kindly exploring the strategies that you use. How do you grasp for a different experience? How do you resist or reject what is? And how do you just leave yourself? These are the three movements that are so often happening unconsciously throughout so much of ordinary life that we usually don't even notice them. But this is what creates the resistance that makes it difficult for us to land in actuality and taste what really is living us at the core. So the good news is that even though defenselessness asks us to feel vulnerable, to stay present, to meet everything, to feel what we've not wanted to feel perhaps, the truth of the matter is that there is no hard ground to fall into. It might feel like we're free falling inside, but the only place we possibly can land is in grace. Because grace is what lives at the foundation of you and me and everything. And that's what makes it safe to practice defenselessness. and so thereby allow absolutely everything to be used as a gateway for liberation. So I'm really excited to share this with you on the 14-module course with Shift, and we'll have fun exploring these vulnerable parts and do it with great tenderness and compassion for our own humanity. I look forward to our time together.